What's up, Linnell?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
You doing all right? Long time no see.
I know. We gotta chit chat one of these days.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hi, thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll start in just a few minutes at 5 o'clock. And if everyone could just make sure to rename themselves so their full name is on their Zoom, that would be very helpful.
Are you up, Bailey?
Yes, we'll start in just a few minutes and then Kim will take over.
Okay, I'm just trying to get hooked up here. Thanks.
Mhm.
Delbert, I wanted to let you know that Peggy has joined us, but by phone. And I see that Mary Jane and Susan are with us, but I don't see Kathy Joe just yet.
Great, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hello and welcome to the Leadership School public hearing and board interview with the Missouri Charter Public School Commission. Thank you for joining us this evening as we hear from the founder of a potential charter school option in Normandy. My name is Bailey Geist and I am with the Missouri Charter Public School Association and will be serving as your moderator. We will begin the hearing with welcoming remarks followed with a brief presentation by the leadership school team. Then we'll move on to public comment. And for those who signed up tonight, I will just simply ask to unmute. When it's your turn, I'll announce your name and unmute you, and then just keep it under 2 minutes, please. And for those who are not able to speak tonight, please send any comments to info@mcpsc.mo.gov. And at 5:55, we will finish taking public comment, take a small break, and resume with the board interview. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Delbert Scott from the Missouri, chairman of the Missouri Charter Public School Commission.
Thank you, Bailey, and a big thank you to the association for hosting this tonight. And we're glad to have the opportunity to have another charter school, a potential charter school in the state. And we welcome each one of you that have taken out your time tonight out of your schedule to testify at this hearing. We are going to start out with a presentation first by Kimberly Townsend. She's the executive director of the proposed charter school. And Kimberly, if you're up, why don't you guys and your team take it away?
Great.
right. Can everyone hear me and see my screen okay?
Very good.
Okay, perfect. Great. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the Leadership Schools Public Forum. We are so grateful that you've chosen to spend some of your evening with us to learn more about our motto and to think about a school that is aiming to put student leadership at the center of learning. The Leadership School's mission, values, and academic model have been developed through extensive engagement with community members, with families, with nonprofit organizations, and educators. We have also researched the best practices across the country and visited many different schools. In addition to my overview, you will get to hear from constituents who have supported us over this last year and a half. Before we get started, I would like to thank the Missouri Charter Public School Commission for not only your time and attention to the Leadership Schools application, but also for the great work that you do on behalf of students and families across our state. Additionally, I would like to thank the Missouri Charter Public School Association for hosting this forum tonight and for your work that you do for our students and staff as well. Finally, I would like to thank the founding board of directors of the Leadership School. We are so grateful for your commitment to our future students and the work that you're doing to ensure that we lead an excellent school. I am Kimberly Denise Townsend, founder of the Leadership School. My commitment to educational equity was born out of my own experiences growing up, coming of age in the 90s on the South Side of Chicago, and dealing with all of the challenges of living in poverty and trauma. From 3rd through 6th grade, I attended Terrell Elementary School, which serves students in the Robert Taylor Projects that you can see in the rear. As a student there, I was on track to attend the lowest performing school in the city, a school that my older siblings graduated from with limited options and opportunity, and a school that my mother had dropped out of just 2 decades earlier. But my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Margaret Robinson, single-handedly changed my life. Not only did she actively involve herself into my life for the 2 years that I was in her classroom, but she had the difficult conversation with my mother about sending me to live with someone else so that I would have an opportunity to attend a different school. That decision led me to a magnet high school and to being a first-generation college graduate. Teachers like Mrs. Robinson made a difference in my life by having extremely high expectations of me, ushering me into new opportunities, and making sure that I was well prepared for every door that I would walk through. 17 years later, I've had the privilege of serving students and families as a teacher, an instructional coach, and a school leader in district public, charter public, and private independent schools, as well as with Teach for America. My K-12 experience set me up to be a leader of myself and in every community where I've served. This is what we want to be true for all of the children in our community. We seek to launch the Leadership School in North St. Louis County within the boundaries of the Normandy Schools Collaborative. The collaborative serves just over 3,100 students living in 24 distinct municipalities just northwest of St. Louis City. With the work supported by the work of Beyond Housing, the 24-1 initiative was born when residents, officials, local mayors, and other organizations came together to improve the lives of everyone in this community. The initiative has goals aligned to strong communities, engaged families, and successful children. Some of the amazing coordination of research, resources, strategies, support has been a huge impact in the area. Under the leadership of Superintendent Dr. Charles Pearson and with amazing community partners and nonprofit support, the district was able to upgrade its accreditation to provisional status. With Dr. Pearson's retirement and the selection of a new superintendent, Mr. Marcus Robinson, we believe that the district is well poised to continue improving and have even stronger outcomes related to successful children. But the students and families want and need a better option now. Based on the most recent assessment data, Normandy Schools Collaborative is one of the lowest performing districts in the state of Missouri. In 2019, barely 8% of students met proficiency in mathematics, and only 15% met that same level in English language arts. So despite efforts of many committed individuals, these outcomes have persisted for over 10 years. Imagine a child entering the district in kindergarten and year after year after year not having access to a high quality education. By the time they graduate high school, they will be faced with limited options and opportunities. I could have easily continued to attend underperforming schools for the duration of my K-12 journey. And for many students in St. Louis City and parts of St. Louis County, they are in fact spending 13 years in underperforming schools and graduating without the knowledge, skills, habits, and attitudes to thrive. As an educator, I heard and experienced firsthand the challenges that our students face, but I also saw great success as a teacher and a leader when we partnered with our students and their families to take an active role in the learning process, and when we empowered young people to advocate for their needs. In 2018, as my daughter was nearing school age, and I participated in a fellowship where we looked deeply at the meaning of school and the purpose that we really were serving for our children. I began to really look more closely at schools in North St. Louis County and talking to parents about their experiences. As a parent and an educator, I really sought to hear more about the decisions parents were making in terms of their children's education. What became crystal clear was that parents were desperately seeking something better and different for their children. The reality is that parents in our community have limited options for quality education. They often make tough choices between paying for private school, homeschooling, moving to a different community, or placing their children in their local public schools in the hopes that they would have the best teachers that year or the best administrators and can take advantage of special programs and partnerships that may be available. I knew that I wanted something different for my own child and for other people's children. The vision for the Leadership School was born out of nearly 100 one-on-one conversations with families and empathy interviews with parents, students, community leaders, and service providers. The sentiments expressed in those meetings were synthesized in multiple focus groups of parents and educators, and of course, learning sessions that our team engaged in. One of the things that we really focused on was building with the community and not for them. And so right now, as parents do have limited options for the right choice, we were able to hear from them about the decisions that matter to them through one-on-one conversations and various engagements in the community. And so as the data shows, our parents want and need a more urgent school option. And these are some of the statements that I heard from parents in conversation. Parents spoke about wanting their children to be confident in their life and their choices, about the soft skills and the ability to be known and seen and valued. Parents talked about letting kids be active and not sitting in rows and rows of desks, but also ensuring that there is a challenging curriculum and a diversity of thought. When I talked to children, I heard them talk about and reflect on their experiences in K-12 as being focused on schoolwork, focused on sit and get, focused on really learning something from the teacher and doing homework. And students felt really disconnected from what they were learning. And so as we heard from students and families, we began to look for models that would really focus on the whole child and really create a place where students would have a voice. We visited schools with similar demographics of the students that we aim to serve. And what we saw was that essentially there was no model that provided all of the necessary approaches that our students and parents, that our students need and our parents desire. And so from that, the Leadership School was born. And so this new innovative model, is one that many of you on the call tonight have been a part of helping us create. The Leadership School will exist to grow our students' leadership capacity. And we will do that through an earnest engagement in an academically rigorous and culturally relevant environment. Our three primary tenets at the Leadership School are a sense of belonging, rigorous academics, and authentic leadership. Based on the research of Dr. Joseph Murphy of Vanderbilt University, we know that students need to be in an environment where there is high care and personalization and high academic prep. And so we believe that these two tenets of a sense of belonging and rigorous academics will work together to lay the foundation for authentic leadership. And we know that those two tenets of sense of belonging and rigorous academics are equally important in ensuring that our students can be leaders. The core values of the Leadership School are love, excellence, authenticity, and discipline. When we think about our core values, We want our students to be in a community where they show great interest, collegiality, and positivity with their interactions with each other. We really want to cultivate a sense of family where our students are loved, they love themselves, they love each other, and they are loved by the adults that they work with. We will always strive for our good to be better and our better to become our best, and really driving for a sense of excellence in all that we do. Authenticity is important to us as a school because we want our students to be able to show up as themselves. We want them to be able to be confident in their identity and in what they bring to our diverse school community. In fact, we want that for all of the members of our community, students, parents, and staff. And finally, discipline is a core value that really is important to us as it ensures that we're able to set and accomplish both our personal and collective goals, and that in the face of adversity, we will stay the course, persevere, and accomplish our tasks. The graduate outcomes that are important to us as a school really align to our primary tenets. We want our students to leverage relationships by showing empathy and creativity. We want them to excel academically, not only by mastering rigorous content, but also by navigating their own learning experiences. And finally, our students will demonstrate leadership of themselves as they know themselves and advocate for their needs, and by helping others and contributing to our school community. Now, we recognize that student leadership will look different as students grow and develop from kindergarten through 8th grade. So we have divided the experience into 3-year grade level bands, where kindergarten through 2nd grade is about laying the foundation. 3rd through 5th grade is focused on building their capacity. And by the time our students are in 6th through 8th grade, they will be leading the charge. An example of what this means for us can be found in our student student impact projects. And so in the kindergarten through 2nd grade, our students will work with their teachers. They might help design how the classroom needs to look to meet the different needs of their learners. By 3rd through 5th grade, our students might create and run our student government. In 6th through 8th grade, our students are able to work in their school to really determine how justice and equity is living out in our school. In addition to these examples of projects that our students might engage in at the different grade levels, we also recognize that our students' ability to manage their own learning will grow as students move from kindergarten through 2nd grade, where our youngest students will benefit from the teacher laying out options before them. And by the time our students are in 6th to 8th grade, they will be able to set their own tasks and actions in order to meet their goals. At the Leadership School, we are using Franklin Covey's Leader in Me program as a way of teaching the skills and habits of leadership to our students. We want to deliberately teach our students to unpack those skills and to create a framework that is integrated throughout all aspects of our school. We were attracted to the Leader in Me because it is an evidence-based school model that empowers students with not only leadership, but all the life skills they need to thrive in the 21st century. It also combines this intentional focus of culture, academics, and leadership, continuing to align to our primary tenets. So while our students will learn to be leaders of themselves by being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, putting first things first, one of the things that most resonated between Leader in Me and the Leadership School is this paradigm shift about how we work with our young people. So at the Leadership School, we believe that everyone is a leader, that everyone has genius. And much like Franklin Covey's Leader in Me, we want our educators to empower our students to lead their own learning rather than control and direct their student learning. Over the next 6 months, the Leadership School is focused on securing charter sponsorship and authorization. That means that we're continuing design and plan with the community and securing partnerships and resources that will be necessary for our school. In our launch phase, we will finalize facilities, enroll students, hire and train our staff, such that we get to the implementation where we can launch with kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade and work to achieve our year 1 goals and prepare for growth in our school. So as we mentioned, our plan is to build a K-8 school in Normandy. We aim to launch in the fall of 2021, serving students in K, 1st and 2nd grade. And our leaders will be with us and continue to grow through the 8th grade. Over the past year, we have focused on developing our school plan in partnership with the community and hope to receive sponsorship from the commission in this fall. Once the Leadership School has launched, we will be the first charter school in St. Louis County and will provide choice to hundreds of families in the area. Over the past year and a half, we've had the opportunity to really engage in our community. And once we're in operation, we intend to continue partnering with families and community members to execute our vision in collaboration, not only with the parents who will be in our building, but also in collaboration, partnership with the Normandy Schools Collaborative and the efforts that are happening throughout the region. Our students will lead transformational change for their communities in our world. They will be thoughtful citizens who understand the responsibility of leaders to shape and create an equitable space. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you, Kimberly, and we wish you well. For the purposes of the others on the meeting, this hearing tonight gives the commission an idea of the public support for this new charter school. And I would like to quickly introduce the commission members that are on the call. And if you're on wave, there's a couple that's on the phone, but Susan Cole from St. Louis County, Kathy Jo Loy is from Joplin, Peggy Taylor is from Nixa, Mary Jane Almandos is from Cape Girardeau. I think those are on the call tonight. Alicia is from Kansas City. She's not on the call this evening, and I'm Delbert Scott from Lowry City. I'm going to turn this back over to Bailey to kind of lay down the ground rules of the testimony. And Bailey, we do again thank you for hosting the meeting.
Thank you so much. So just a quickly reminder of how the public comment portion of tonight's hearing will go. If everyone can keep it under 2 minutes, I will call out to your name of who signed up to make a public comment. I will then ask to unmute you. And yeah, so I guess to begin, Kim, can you stop sharing your screen just so we can see who's speaking? Great, thank you so much. All right, we will start with Beth Bushek, and sorry if I butcher anyone's name, but Beth, you should now have been asked to unmute.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak today about the need for public school choice in St. Louis County, specifically Normandy. I myself am an educator, a Normandy resident of over 30 years, and a mother of 2 young children who are not yet school age, but who I'm not planning on sending to the Normandy School District. Without an option like the Leadership School, I will be paying for private school, which is a choice I feel I must make to give my children the best educational foundation possible. If the Leadership School is allowed to open, it will be a top school that I consider for my children to attend. I am really impressed with the student-focused approach that will help students build relationships with the adults in the building as they progress through their education there. I believe in the school's philosophy and learning goals, especially the way the Leadership School sees a young child's education as an opportunity to build future leaders by giving them opportunities to lead today and helping them develop their skills for tomorrow. The Leadership School has already shown a commitment to connecting with families such as myself through programs around creative activities and learning. I believe every child deserves an outstanding school experience and deserves to be surrounded by a team of adults supporting their growth and development. I think the Leadership School will provide this in a meaningful way to families in the Normandy area. Their approach to developing young leaders is sure to serve our community for years as those young people come back and serve in leadership positions. I'm really excited about the passion and skills and experience that Kim Townsend brings to this school. Her own educational background from her early years to now give her insights to what touches young learners. Her own postgraduate work demonstrates her expertise in this field and her commitment to continue to learn and grow in the field of education. I admire her passion and am grateful for the work that she is doing to bring this school to Normandy. I also feel confident that as a parent, I would be included in the education of my children, which is extremely important to me, as I see myself as a kind of on a team with my teacher, my students, my children's teachers, working to form my children into their best selves so that they can go and have a positive impact on their world. So thanks again for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the Leadership School.
Thank you so much, Beth. Next up, we have Jacqueline Randall.
Hey guys, hear me?
Hi, Jacqueline.
There. So I am Jacqueline Randall. I am
You are breaking up a little
I
bit.
have two small children, one going to kindergarten this year, and one is going to K. And I actually fell into love with the leadership school because of the way, that it just encouraged our children to be leaders. I'm raising a daughter to the leader. I'm raising her to stand up to an academic rigor, regardless of what they're teaching at school. So it's COVID happening. We never stop learning. We never stop changing. She's in back of the head and working with the leadership school these past months and the different programs that ran students. They noticed that they pushed her past what is her grade level and checked out among that individual just to see if she could do, which most places won't do. I've seen as an educator and seen as a parent, most places will not do you at the same level with the other students. That's something I appreciate from leadership. And I feel that it's really needed for our students to be in an environment that not only is academically rigorous, but cater to them on a personal level as for where they are academically and where they are emotionally. And that's what I'm seeing in support of the leadership school today.
Thank you so much. It was a little, you were breaking up a little bit. So if we do see that issue occurring again, we may try, you may want to try and turn the video off just so we can get better audio. But thank you so much. Next up, we have Jackie Young. And I'm not seeing she's on here, so we'll just go ahead to Susan Kane.
Hi, first of all, I want to say, well, my name's Susan Kane, and I know Kim because we work together at Crossroads College Prep School. And I want to say thank you for the time and consideration tonight to let me tell you what I know about Kim's leadership as I've seen it when we work together. Decades after Ruby Bridges was escorted to school by National Guardsmen, she reflected on her experience and the reactions of those around her who turned out to jeer and to intimidate her and to hate. And she said this: they didn't see me. They didn't see a child. So the first thing that I want to tell you about Kim Townsend's leadership is that she starts by seeing. She sees the students and she sees the families and she sees her coworkers and she sees everyone with a bifocal kind of vision that perceives both who they are right now, what they're coming in with, and where they will be, what their potential is, and where they might be going. She knows that nurturing this potential, pardon me, she knows, sorry, she knows how they will be when their potential is nurtured and when greatness is expected and when opportunities are presented. When I worked with Kim when she was the school director at Crossroads and when she was a teacher there before that. And I watched her work with students and as a colleague first, and then as a teacher and then as an administrator. And her pattern was always the same. She sees where students are first and she sees where they can go. And she also sees where her coworkers are and where they can go. And she did that for me, actually. It was because of Kim's support and her encouragement that I applied for a new position at Crossroads, and I'm now the librarian and the learning strategist at school. Kim, as a leader, is someone who challenges herself, and she leads by example. She shows students what they can expect from her, and then she shows her people around her what she expects from them. She shows her best efforts. She shows that if you show up and you're prepared and you become engaged and you own your own part in what's going on, whether your part is something that adds to the solution, in which case you can celebrate yourself, or your part is a distraction from the solution, and shows that, and she modeled that owning that also is how one grows, because it is how one learns how they can become better when times are tough, when you are facing difficulties, and when there is an opportunity to grow. She is a leader who models for student and coworkers by doing the work. She never asked anybody to do anything that she wasn't ready to do herself. She is a leader who knew her school, and I mean all parts of her school. She knew what every class was, where every class was, when every class was. She knew what every event was, what the outcome of every game was. She knew the projects that were going on in individual classes, and she knew what was going on with all the students and their families. What this means is that she was totally connected and totally committed, and understood that all the parts of a student's life affect how a student does in school. Pardon me. Kim is a leader who will see where the children are, and she will know where they are able to go. She will model behaviors and successes, and she'll set examples for disciplined work with the expectation of achievement, and she'll demonstrate how challenging oneself invites success and opportunity. She's someone who knows leaders aren't born, they are taught and nurtured and guided into greatness. And these are the qualities that she will share with the leader that your child will become if you give her an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will move on to Joy Walker now.
Hi, my name is Joy Walker.
Joy, we can barely, you're very faint. If you can maybe speak closer, or
Can you hear me a little better now?
it's still very faint.
Oh, okay.
There,
If you can you hear me better?
that's better. Thank you.
Okay. I'm a resident of the Normandy area for over 40 years, and I have personal experience starting school in the Normandy School District as in my early educational years. And my parents, who are educators as well as myself, quickly decided to place me into the voluntary desegregation program. And right now, what's really, really important to me is the fact that I have a young child, and I've made recent decisions to place my child into a private school through in a preschool as well as kindergarten. As part of the work that I do as a social emotional learning school counselor, as I read through the core values, the academic goals, and the challenging, rigorous academic program that they have there, really, really has given me a better option as far as school is concerned for my daughter. I'm really happy that a school is coming to this area that allows us to have better choices and to have a better platform and foundation for our students, not just my daughter, but a number of students and families in our area. I mean, I really look forward to this school opening. I'm glad that the school offers a good framework for teamwork, academic excellence, authenticity, and to drive students to learn more about themselves and to embrace and appreciate all of the things that make them unique and empower them. I think that we need this for a lot of our students, especially during this period of time. I'm just really appreciative that we will have an opportunity such as this one, and I look forward to this school opening very soon.
Thank you so much. We'll have Faith Webster speak next.
Hi, my name is Faith Webster. I'm a college student. I'm a second year. I attend Drake University. However, I attended Crossroads College Preparatory School, which is where I first met Kim. She was my first African-American math teacher, and I loved her from the jump. I loved everything about her. I loved her energy. I would first like to say that I would argue that I am indeed a product of this new, more innovative model of education that is leadership based. However, I would argue that I attended a private school, and I had access to that type of education from a private school. I would say that Kim helped me and fostered my education in numerous ways, but she is the person who helped me develop my own take on leadership, because there are multiple forms of leadership and everybody is unique in their own special way. So not everybody's leadership looks the same compared to others. So I would argue that Kim helped me develop my own take on that type of leadership.